Hi, in today's video I'm going to talk about photography, specifically photography when you are putting your house for sale, because it's so important to get that part of your marketing correct, whether you're selling for sale by owner or you're selling through an agent. Some of the best money you're going to spend, if you're spending it yourself, if you have a decent agent, they should be spending it for you and not charge you for this. But even if they charge you, some of the best money you can spend as a seller would be on photography, because more than 90%, probably close today to 100% of all buyers, they see their home online before they even go look at the real thing. So anything you can put in front of them is crucial to getting them in the door and see your house the way it should be seen in person. But they're not going to get to your house unless you have the right photography. There are other things that needs to be in place, but one of the important ones is photography, and we'll talk about other things in another video. My name is Ben Danholm and I'm a real estate broker here in Central Florida. I do sell quite a few houses in the area, and I'm telling you, I would never ever use my cell phone to take pictures of a home I'm selling. I would always hire a professional photographer, and I believe that you should too, like I said, whether you're selling for sale by owner or you're selling through an agent, because the way you present your home can never be as good when you take pictures on your phone. You also need video, and you need floor plans, and all of these things can be done by a decent photographer. Yes, it does cost money, and your agent, if you're hiring an agent, should be willing to invest that in selling your home. If they're not, I would strongly suggest that you look for another agent, or simply go for sale by owner and hire a photographer yourself. I'm going to show you some pictures that I've stumbled upon the other day, just so you can see what I mean. So this is a home that was for sale. It's no longer for sale. I'm not going to tell you which home it is or which agent it is, but if you look at this picture, it may not look too bad, but it looks messy and distracting. There is trash on the floor. There is an old I don't know, gird of some sorts on the table, and there's mess on the countertop behind. But this is not even the worst picture of this property. Let me take a few. So look, there we go. Again, we have the same kitchen. Same trash on the floor. We have mess on the counter here. We have mess on the dining table. All these things should be removed. The door to the pantry is open, but not quite open, so we don't know if they forgot to close it or they just wanted to be open. We have a messy coffee table here, and we even have a picture of a person in the background, which is also distracting. The light is terrible. We have the same mess on that table. All these things could be avoided if you hired a professional photographer. And these pictures are clearly taken with someone's phone, and they are not going to sell the house. And I can tell you, they did not sell the house, because this house was for sale for a very long time and didn't sell. Probably also for other reasons, but I'm sure that I know that the photography actually has had a great deal to do with that. So one of the things we do when we hire a photographer and we get a listing for sale is that we tell the seller there are a few things that they can do before they put the house for sale. We invest in the professional photographer, the professional videographer, but you as a seller can do a few things, and you can do that too if you hire your own photographer or your agent hire that. So I'm going to go through a few things that from what we call our photography checklist. One of the things that's really important is to get as much light in the house as possible, because as you notice, some of the pictures I just showed you, they came across as a little bit dark and not very clear on what they actually were showing. So I would, before the photographer arrives, you should turn on all interior lights, including lights in cabinets and closets, so we get as much light as possible. And if we do decide to pick pictures inside your closets or your cabinets, then the lights are on in there. If you don't have lights, obviously don't turn it on. Another thing that you need to do before the photographer arrives, for the pictures, for the still pictures, is turn off all ceiling fans. Ceiling fans they don't look good on a still picture. On the other hand, when we do video, you need them to run, but usually photographers do the pictures first and then the video after. So when he arrives, turn off all the ceiling fans so we get to there still when we get there. If at all possible, you need to remove all cars and other vehicles from the driveway, so we get a picture of the house, not of somebody's car in front of the house. If you have a hot tub or a spa, it's actually a good idea to turn it on before the photographer arrives. If you have a pool fountain, a waterfall or something like that, you should also turn that on before the photographer arrives. Something that could be really distracting in pictures is pictures of pets and mess. And a lot of people, especially people who don't have pets themselves, but even people with pets themselves, find it quite distracting when you can see pet beds, water bowls, feeding bowls, anything like that in the picture. So just for the sake of the pictures, get rid of all signs of your pets so people can imagine the house without your pets. Another thing about pets is people who don't have pets also have sometimes this thing. They think that pets makes a house smelly. That applies sometimes, but not all the time. So if we remove the signs of the pets, they don't start to think smelly house before they even see the house. Make sure you hide all trash cans. We don't need to see your trash cans in the pictures, and open all the blinds and shades and curtains and stuff like that. Again, to get as much light in as possible. Get rid of as much of the clutter as you can. Put away toys, clothes, dishes, magazines, towels, shoes, anything that doesn't belong in the picture. Get rid of it, move it into a closet or to the garage or wherever you can put it. Anything that doesn't belong in the picture. I mean, a fancy magazine on a coffee table, one or two of those might actually look good, but a stack of magazines, old mail, your dirty dishes in the sink, they definitely don't look good in pictures. So try to get rid of as much of that as possible, preferably all of it, so we can see the house the way it's meant to be seen. Also, try to depersonalize as much as you can. People get distracted when they see pictures of your family on the wall. So we want buyers to imagine themselves living in their home, and we need them to imagine that when they see the home in pictures. So depersonalize as much as you can. Even if it is Christmas, Easter, or whatever holiday you're celebrating at the time, try to get rid of all the seasonal and holiday decorations. God forbid your house is for sale for longer, so long that the holiday season passes, but it does happen. So we don't want people in January or February to see Christmas trees in the pictures, because that's the first sign that they will know, oh, this house has been for sale for a long time, and there's either something wrong with it or we can get a ridiculously good deal on it. So try to get rid of everything that's holiday or seasonal, so these pictures that we take are evergreen. Make sure you clean and dust and vacuum the whole property as much as you can. Remove stains from carpets, because all of these things are actually incredibly visible in today's pictures. A good photographer will take pictures with a very high resolution camera, and that makes everything look good, but it also makes everything stand out. You will be able to see the slightest speck on the carpet, so try to get rid of that. If you have a lot of furniture, it might be a good idea to put some of it in storage, not just for the pictures, but also for the showing, so your rooms look more spacious. If you can't get into storage, at least maybe we rearrange the rooms a little bit for pictures, so they look bigger and also look purposeful. If a bedroom is used as an office, it would be very beneficial to make it look as a bedroom again, if that is possible. Not everything I say here is possible for everybody, so don't take it like, oh, if we don't do all this, we can't sell a property. Of course you can, but as much of this as you can do as possible, the easier it will be to get good pictures, and the easier it will be to get people into your home. Consider putting some fresh flowers out on tables. Not too many, but maybe just a little bouquet here and there. That makes the room look fresher and the property looks fresher. If you have flickering lights or burned out bulbs, make sure you replace all of them, because these things don't look good in pictures. Remember, we turn on all the lights. So if you have a light fixture in the bathroom with 4 bulbs in it and only 2 of them are working, that will show in the picture, and it's not a good look. The first things the buyer will think when they see a picture like that is you don't maintain your home. You might do that. And that is probably not true, but it looks like you're not maintaining your home. Make sure you clean all windows as good as you can, because again, we take pictures with, a good photographer take pictures with high resolution cameras, and dirt on windows shows. Make sure that you make all the beds, fluff the pillows, and check that the bed skirts are going down all the way and sit the way they're supposed to. If you have different beddings to choose from, make sure that you choose the bedspread that complements the room the best. If the room is small, maybe look, if you have it, don't go out and buy new bedspreads, that's not necessary, but if you have a lighter one, put that on the bed so the room again looks bigger. If you store stuff under your bed, like many of us do, try to make sure that it's out of sight if possible, so it doesn't show in the pictures. Any nightstands, tables, or dressers you have in your bedroom, they should be clutter-free. Make sure that the surface, the top of it, are as clean and free of items as possible, especially personal items and medications. Make sure they're out of sight. If at all possible, make sure your walk-in closet and other closets are organized and clutter-free. So if you have clothes hanging in there, make sure it hangs so it almost looks like a store if it's possible. In the bathrooms, make sure that you clean the sinks, your mirrors, your showers, your tubs, and all that good stuff, because, like I said, again, everything we take pictures of when our photographer uses a high resolution camera, dirt shows. Make sure that the toilet rolls are sitting in the holders, not standing on the counter next to it or on the floor. If you have toilet roll holders, make sure that that's where the toilet roll is, so it looks clean. Remove all towels and bath rugs that are not necessary. So if you have a small hook for a hand towel next to the sink, yeah, that should have a towel in it, but bath towels should not be hanging on the shower curtain or on the shower door. And make sure you clean all the bathtubs, all the showers, all the worktops, or countertops in the bathroom for any personal items such as shower gels, body wash, conditioners, toothbrushes, anything like that. And one thing that you might want to remember is to keep the toilet seats and lids down. Keep the toilets closed. We do not want to see pictures of open, or buyers don't want to see pictures of open toilets. In your kitchen, make sure you get rid of as much as possible on the kitchen counters. The more you can get rid of stuff, even things that you normally have out like coffee machines, toasters and stuff like that. If you can get rid of these things, move them into a closet or cupboard, then you will make the kitchen look a lot bigger by getting just rid of those small appliances. If you have bins in the kitchen, make sure they're in a cupboard or in the garage, just out of sight. A good idea to put something on the kitchen counter that's not an appliance would be a fresh fruit bowl or fresh flowers again. That makes everything look fresh and inviting. Clean the kitchen sink. We might take a picture where it shows, so it's important that it's clean. If you have magnets like most of us do on your refrigerator and notes and decorations of all sorts on your refrigerator, please remove them. If they need to be in the same spot as always, just take a picture so you can put them back the way they were. In your living and dining room, try to arrange cushions to make it look pretty and organized. Maybe lay the dining table with your best china as it is, and remove all small area rocks, especially if you have tiled and wood flooring. People want to see the flooring, and a rock can look like you're hiding something. If it's a nice rock, maybe leave it, but in general try to get show as much as the nice tiled or wood flooring as you can. For the exterior of your house, don't forget that the first impression also in the pictures, because when we put your listing in the MLS, the first picture has to be of the front of your house. So it's like you cannot forget your curb appeal just because it's in a picture. So make sure the lawn is cut, the bushes are trimmed, you maybe have some fresh flowers out there, you have the mulch fresh, so everything has the best possible curb appeal when people walk up to the house for the showings, but also when the photographer comes and takes pictures of the house. If you have pets that poop in the garden, make sure that you remove all signs of that, because again, high resolution photos will show those things. And you should consider putting away garbage bins, garden hoses, garden tools, toy spikes, and everything that you normally have outside, because it's convenient. Try to get it into the garage and out of sight. If you have a security fence and a gate around your pool, remove it, because that gives a much better view of the pool. I know that these things are good if you have kids, but just remove them for the time we're taking pictures. If you are getting twilight photos and they're not digitally created, make sure that all exterior lights work for the time when the photographer comes back and take your twilight photos, because Again, a burned out bulb will show in the picture. If you have a patio set on your patio and there's an umbrella to go with it, open the umbrella so it shows like somebody's looking there. If you have a freestanding barbecue or grill, move it out of the picture. If you have a summer kitchen outside, make sure it looks just as clean as your inside kitchen. And again, just like the interior, make sure you get rid of all seasonal and holiday decorations so the pictures are evergreen, they don't look like they're specific for that time of year. And if you have a flower bed, you might want to consider putting fresh flowers in there. That's really all I had for this, but 90% or more, I think it's close to 100% of all buyers, they see that your home online first. So make sure you have good video, good photographer, full floor plans so they can see if their furniture fits. Make sure you have a like the Matterport, if you know what, some kind of 3D floor plan where people can click and sort of online virtually walk through your house to see every single room of your house. And if you do these things, it's important that those pictures look great, almost like a model home, because otherwise you're scaring buyers away. Clutter, mess, dirt looks like the home is not being maintained. So it's truly important to get these things right. Whether you use me as your listing agent or use somebody else, or you're listing for sale by owner, it is equally important, because your first impressions of your house, the first impressions anybody gets of your house, will almost always be online. So make sure the pictures and the digital assets, if you like, are perfect for that situation. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, ring the little notification bell, maybe give me a thumbs up if you like this video, if you found it useful. Comment below in the comment section. I love to hear from everybody. Also like to hear if you think this was completely meaningless or you disagree with some of the things I say. Please put your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much, and until next time, bye for now.